What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work-Knife Balance. We're going to be taking a look at a Takcom OTF today. Really excited to take a look at this thing. Before we do, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, you can like and subscribe below. You can also head over to Instagram and follow us at Work-Knife-Balance939. It's a great way to communicate with us. It's also a good way to just let us know what you like, and if you want to send us something, that's a great way to start a conversation and say, hey, I'd like to send you a knife review. If we take it in and review it and do all that fun stuff, we'll send you back some swag and a little sticker and stuff to say thank you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into this Takcom OTF. This is the Grunt, and I will say a couple things. First, it's not a big but a big knife. It's like a weird, really girthy, big, nice handle, lots of grip, lots of area to kind of hold on to, but the blade itself isn't that large. And two, if you don't know who Takcom is, educate yourself, Google it, try and figure it out, because Takcom makes some of the best value OTFs on the market today, in my opinion. They are absolutely fantastic. They've got great action. There's not much really else to say than they are kind of setting a mark for that value budget kind of OTF. I guess not budget really, but that value OTF. The materials they put into it, the action, the quality, kind of the aesthetics that they throw into their knives, they're really good. Let's start off with some comparisons, and since I live in Washington State, it's actually illegal for me to own OTFs, unfortunately. So what we're going to do, and I am not in Washington State right now filming this, I am somewhere else. So I am allegedly not even holding on to this knife in Washington State. Gonna put some bigger knives on the table to compare this to. We got the Ontario Rat 1 and the Para 2 right there. So you can see kind of the handle size comparison there to both of those knives. You've got a larger blade on the Ontario Rat 1, but the handle is actually a little bit larger on the Grunt. Similar in size to the Para 2, but the Para 2's got a slightly smaller blade right there. Now let's throw some blade comparisons here. In my opinion, I think we've got the DevoMash 2.5 and then a really good blade comparison right here to the Kaiser Veritas. Both of these knives, top and bottom, are really good compact EDC knives. Great to have in your pocket every day for pretty much whatever you're going to use it for. And you can see that there's a really good size comparison in the blade right there, but the Grunt has a much larger handle. A lot of that has to do with how OTFs are designed, all the functions that are going on in here with the double action OTF and everything, but also in what they wanted to do with this Grunt. With the name Grunt, I don't know, I haven't hard used this, but this better live up to a hard use name, because I'm going to expect that with the name Grunt, this is a hard use. Now, I haven't taken it out, beaten it, done a ton of stuff with this. This is a pass around knife, so I don't really do hard use on a lot of these knives. I really kind of just love them for what they do when they come in, hold them, carry them in pocket for a little bit, and then pass them on to someone else. Give you my impressions, my overall thoughts on price and value and appearance and all that stuff and everything. But with a name like Grunt, I'm expecting this thing to be heavy hard use. You've got a seatbelt cutter on the back here with a nice little blade in there as well. It looks like it's got a really good sharp edge to it in there, so if you ever needed to, you could cut through. The blade on this is a drop point, and you can get it in a sheep's foot, and it comes in with a premium M390 steel for the blade there. I really love that they did M390 on this, especially for the value. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but these come in around $230. We will put a link to Takcom's website below, but for $230 you get M390 OTF double action. That is fantastic. Some of the choices they made with the milling here, they've got the striped and the grenade on both sides here for the milling, and it is really nice because it gives a dual texture. It feels really good in hand, even gloved up. I threw a glove on to see how it would feel. Even gloved up, you get really good grip and texture to this. And then the chamfering that they did around the edges on this makes this knife feel a lot slimmer in hand than it actually is. And I like that because it is very ergonomic. The way that they kind of came around that front finger grab right there, both sides, the way that the back end is chamfered in right here to fit in your hand, and the front end as it kind of cradles in here feels really nice. And one thing that I think Takcom does better than most is their button. Their button for their OTFs is probably the most comfortable button on the market. There's no sharp edges. The spring that they use has a good amount of tension, so you're not gonna accidentally discharge this, but not enough that it's tiresome to your thumb to over push it out or anything like that. It's a really well made OTF. As for the name, the Grunt, does it live up to hard use and hard life? I'm not sure. You'll have to make that decision for yourself when you purchase one. But good thing on this as well is the clip is ambidextrous, and they put a little spacer in here on this side. So if you are a lefty, feel free to get this and carry it in your left pocket. You've got that right there, easy use for you. Not much else for this. Nice short run video on this Takcom OTF. Like I said, we will put the link down below to this knife. They do come in two blade variations. You've got the drop point, which we have here, and the sheep's foot. As you're on Takcom's website, feel free to back out one step and then go look at their stubby OTF. That is my favorite OTF from Takcom. I will link that video somewhere in here, up in this corner somewhere, probably throughout the video. You'll see this stubby OTF video that you can link to. It's one of my favorite OTFs from Takcom, and it is by far a really great buy as well. So not much left for you. Until next time, TTFN.